This is my outlook on GJ for this week. So we're going to start from the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, we can see that we are this resistance zone here. So this is a resistance zone, boom. This is a resistance zone. So we push down, made a higher low, then we are to this is like a high. You could say this is a high, right? Or price we use this zone as a high. If you go to the weekly time frame, go down to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, you can see that we are still at that same zone, just like we are saying that is a resistance zone here. Boom, this is resistance. Even on the weekly, if you push data, you see that okay, this is a zone that price. So we drop all the way down, then we pushed up, and we use this zone as a resistance zone, right? And now we are currently we are that zone, right? We are that zone. Now, both the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame are showing us two price action, right? Same price action, not two price, same price action. That we made a higher high, right, which is this zone, right? Then we push down to make a higher low, and now we are potentially this could be a higher high, right? Potentially, both on the monthly and the weekly time frame, we are seeing same price action. Now we go to the daily time frame. But this higher high, we are not saying this is a higher high. We are not saying it, but we see potentially because this zone is at a resistance zone, right? And price is struggling to break above that zone, right? Now let's go to the lower time frame to see more price action or more detailed price action, right? If you go to the daily time frame, we could see how price from here, this zone here, we push all the way up to the zone, came down, push, we were not able to break above, we still fell. Now, the price action now on daily time frame is, if you look at it very carefully, you see that this is a higher low, then we could use this zone potentially as a higher high zone. So this is a higher high, this zone here, higher high, higher low. Then we made a higher high, then we drop. Now we are using this zone as a higher low zone. Last week we were saying our bias was bearish, right? Because we saw that price was not able to break this zone, right? We were wrong about that direction, totally wrong on the direction, because price pushed all the way up to make a higher high, right? Now back to what we were saying. We now retraced and we are now using this zone, this 212.500, which is a mid psychological zone. We are now using this a quarterly psychological zone, not the mid, a quarterly psychological zone. We are using this quarterly psychological zone as a higher low. This is telling us that okay, price is bullish. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. If you go to the lower time frame, like the, let's use the 4-hour time frame here. Now on the 4-hour time frame, see the price action that we're seeing here. So we push from here all the way from here, we push up. You could say this is a higher low zone, right? Then we push all the way up to this zone here, drop, push all the way, drop down. Now this zone here, this support zone, price was not able to break below it. What do? We use this zone as a higher low zone, because from this zone we push all the way up to here, 215. You see we push all the way to here, 215 psychological zone. Now this 215 psychological zone, from there we saw retracement. Now this retracement, we drop all the way down, and look at what price did. Price from 215, we drop all the way to 212.500 quarterly zone. On this quarterly zone, you can see that we rejected off it. Now this rejection, now if you look at it, you see that this price action here is higher lows. Price is just making higher highs and higher lows. That's the structure on this time frame here. Boom. This was the last higher low price made here. Higher low zone. So we use these red zones as higher low zones. Boom. What the price do the next time became, we as we drop down, as we drop down from here that we drop down, what price did was it did not break this last higher low zone that we had. Instead, it came to this zone, respected this and respected this zone, right? Now, price action, like we said, price action is key, structure is key. What is basically telling us that price is bullish because this is a low, higher high, came back down. We did not break below this. We still respected bullish structure. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. We are still respecting bullish structure. What is bullish structure? How is bullish structure? Bullish structure is when we make higher highs, and higher lows, right? So bullish structure is like we all know how bullish structure is. Boom, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher lows, like that, continue. Now, what we are saying is price respecting this bullish structure, like I are saying, respecting this bullish structure. We made a high, come down, make it low, push all the way up to this zone, a high, then we drop down, made a low. This low respected this bullish structure because this was the last higher low we made. It did not break below it. This low here was higher than this low that we had. This recent low that we had here was higher than this low. So these are both lows. This is a low, this is a low, right? This on the daily time, on the 4-hour time frame. I'm just explaining this so that you understand what we call price action structure. Since we are saying that okay, price is respecting bullish structure, what is this telling us? That okay, potentially we are going to make a new high because, like we said, price moves from in a bullish structure from a high to higher low. After a higher low, what does it make? It makes a new high. Right now, from this zone here, potentially what we could potentially see is price making a new high. So price could push and break above this zone, this 215 zone. This is basically just bullish structure. Price is respecting bullish structure. Now, one thing I'm going to say is we are at a strong resistance zone, the monthly and weekly resistance zone. If price is on the 4-hour, the daily time frame, which are the smaller time frame, is showing us bullish structure, then that potentially means that we might not respect this resistance zone that we have, this arch zone that we have, this strong weekly and monthly time frame resistance zone. We might want to break above. If we go to the daily time frame too, same structure we are seeing on there is what we are seeing here on the daily time frame too. We see this red zone. Now we are going to make these red zones on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can see that price respected this. Use this as a low. Then what do we do next? We now use this second zone here as a low, respecting what? Bullish structure. So just like we said, this low here is higher than this low here. That is why it's called a higher low. So a higher low, this is a higher low, right? I was supposed to be in this position, but I missed it. But we are still at a strong resistance zone. So our TP, if you are in this position, your TP should be around this zone. Or we just basically just watch and see if we are still going to reject this zone, this resistance zone here on the daily time frame. If we are still rejecting of this resistance zone, then yeah, you close that position. For now, you should not do anything. You should just wait for, if you are bullish, then potentially we should go up to this zone, break above. Once you get that higher high, we'll just wait for the retracement. That retracement, which will be the next higher low zones. So we just wait for the next higher low zone. So if we are bullish, then you just wait for the next higher low zones on the lower time frame, like the 2-hour time frame or the 4-hour. Just like the 2-hour time frame. On the 2-hour time frame, if you're able to continue bullish, just like we said, you just go bullish. What you do is you just sit on your hands, wait for it to make a new higher high, then start retracing. Once you get a retracement, on the retracement, once you get a new higher low zone, right, then you enter that position to target new highs. So that's it. That's my analysis on GJ for this week. Thank you. Please like and subscribe.